Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Zhang, and I'm a physician and life coach. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my origin story. Someone actually asked me to make a video about what coaching means to me, and I thought this was the best way to do it. So at the time I discovered coaching, I was really kind of not in a happy space in my career. I was working for a big hospital system, and things were just, I guess, not what I expected them to be or thought they'd be. And I just wasn't where I thought I'd be in my career at that point in my life. I have always been interested in personal finance. I started reading about it way back in medical school, started investing in stocks and bonds, and I actually even did some real estate investing and flipped some houses when I was in medical school. And I did an MD PhD, so actually during graduate school was another time I wasn't completely happy with life. And so I kind of started moving towards the FIRE movement, financially independence, retire early, somewhat early. Before I even heard the term FIRE, I knew as a grad student that I needed to learn how to manage my finances so that I wouldn't be a slave to work. So, fast forward, I actually really enjoyed residency. I enjoyed fellowship, and I wouldn't say I felt any kind of burnout at that time. My first job was in private practice, and that was actually overall good. I took a job at a hospital to go back to my hometown, where I just had a lot of friends and just really wanted to go back to. And that's when I first actually started feeling burnout. So my first response to burnout was to work harder towards financial independence. That retire early just couldn't come soon enough. I had originally had kind of plotted this plan where I would probably work as a physician for about 15 years. And after 15 years, could slow down or do whatever I want. But, I would definitely be financially independent after 15 years with the plan that I had. By that point, when I was in burnout, I was like, I need to get out as soon as possible. And so I had done some real estate investing, like I mentioned, when I was a grad student, but I kind of put that on hold. Didn't do any of that during residency or fellowship or during my first job. Part of that was just, lots of other things to do, learning new housing market. But in coming back to my hometown, which is where I did medical school, did my MD PhD at Case Western Reserve University, I decided that, real estate investing, here I come. And so I enrolled in a Zero to Freedom course by Letty and Kenji. And in that course, they begin with actually mindset and beginning with the why. And my why was definitely, financial independence so that I could be free and not have to work if I don't want to. So part of that course actually suggested that we listen to the Life Coach School podcast by Brooke Castillo. And we just had to listen to episode 1, but I was so intrigued that first episode that I actually really just started listening to it and really shifted mindset. So I had previously, looked at self-help books as woo-woo, affirmations as like, that's not what gets you what you want. I was a little bit more cynical in nature. I remember picking up this book called like The Happiness Book or some title like that and reading like 1 or 2 chapters, but not, even really being able to get through it. But when I heard about the model, our thoughts create our feelings, which create our actions and our results. And I actually looked and thought about my life, I could see how that actually really fit. And so that, after listening to a lot of her podcasts, I joined her self-coaching scholars, started getting coaching. And this actually was the time of the pandemic, the COVID pandemic of 2019. So there was her coach certification program was coming up in September. And since I kind of had a lot more time, not being able to see friends or go out, I decided, why not? I had heard from some other people that even if you didn't decide to actually do coaching, that the amount of coaching that you do during the program, because you do coaching, you get coaching, it's really transformative. So I went ahead, did that, and it was true. Like, it was great. I coached all the time. I got coached all the time. I became really good friends with the other people in my learning group. And it really just made my mindset so much better. I continued on that financial path where I really thought, well, maybe I just need to really work at making life better now instead of trying to find the fastest way to be able to leave medicine. And do I really need to stay at my current job at the hospital? So if you know anything about Cleveland, it's kind of like the Cleveland Clinic, University hospitals, and Metro hospitals. They kind of pushed out a lot of private practice. So, I had a lot of thoughts there, but they weren't necessarily true. They were just the story I was telling myself. So in the end, I actually decided, I'm going to go ahead and take control of my life, find happiness now, even if that means pushing off financial independence for the future by, maybe a few years or maybe longer. It doesn't matter if I'm actually happy and feeling purpose in my life. So really, coaching is one of the few things that have been found, or actually it's maybe the only thing that's been found to actually decrease burnout. Scientific papers, there's actually a paper in JAMA that actually shows that coaching actually decreases burnout. And there are studies that show that physicians who have high debt have a higher rate of burnout. So, financial freedom may be part of a solution to burnout. I do think that if you know where you are financially and you can potentially cut back your hours or cut back to part-time and have more time to do the things that you want to do, that can really help with burnout. What I found is that it really takes, coaching and mindset work, as well as some accountability and community to keep moving forward. I've got a great set of friends now that hold me accountable to doing the things that I say I'm going to do. And I've created a lot of community that I didn't necessarily have before that really focuses on mindset. So if you would like to learn more from me, please go to my website, www.wealthymindsetmd.com, and sign up for my email list. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel. But just, imagine if you figured out your finances so that you actually know what you need in order to not feel bound to your paycheck. Imagine if you have work-life balance. Imagine if your mindset was just in a place of more peace. These are the things that coaching really helped with me. And, I hope I can bring coaching to you and help you get to that place as well. Thank you.